Welcome back to Analytical Guy. In this video, we will try to recreate this visual in less than 5 minutes. To create this visual, we will use HTML knowledge. And if you don't know HTML, that's fine. We have Claude now, right? So we have used Claude to create this visual. First of all, let's try to understand what this visual is. So this is telling you the sales performance for the filters applied. So currently we have applied Canada country filter, brand is Contoso, and the year is 2019. So for 2019, for these filters, the sales is 64,452. The last year sales was 97,350, and we can see the delta is negative 32,898. Then this bar tells you the overall achievement. So this vertical line is 100%, so it is less than 100%. So in case the achievement versus last year was more than 100%, so it would overshoot this bar and it will tell you the story. And then in this section, it will show you the percentage achievement versus last year for each category inside that particular brand. So for Contoso, we have multiple categories, total 7 categories we can see. So we can see out of 7, there are 3 categories which overgrew versus last year, maybe more than 100%. So you can see cell phones grew by 240%, camera grew by 136%, audio grew by 107. So we can see there are 3 growth categories and 4 degrowth categories. So this is great to understand how each and every brand works. And if I change the brand to, let's say, Adventure Works, so you can see there are 3 categories in Adventure. Everything looks green. That is amazing. And now if I change, let's say, to Australia, I can see home appliances negative, or you can go to Contoso again. Then music is negative. If I go to Northwind Traders, only 1 audio is there. So this is how we can play around with the various filters and have this kind of KPI card. And this is amazing. So how to create this? So first of all, we will go to Claude. Right. So now that we are on Claude Desktop, we will start typing the task over here. First of all, you need to make sure that you are on Claude Code. So we have 3 options: Claude Chat, then Claude Cowork, and then Claude Code. So we want to be in Claude Code to work on this. And you can change the models from here. And Opus 4.7 legacy is still fine for me. And then if you want, you can go ahead using 4.8, but 4.7 is fine. And for this situation, I can change the effort to lower as well. I mean, it's your choice, but for now, high is good enough. And now, first of all, I need to know if my Power BI desktop is connected to Claude Code or not using MCP. So I will say connect to Power BI desktop file by the name, and the name is retail sales demo. Retail sales demo. Let's see what Claude Code comes with. All right, so now it says it found retail sales demo running on port 55113. Now it is connecting. I will allow, and always allow is fine. So it uses Power BI MCP modeling server to connect, and now it has connected. So it says connected to retail sales demo Power BI desktop. No Power BI semantic folder was detected, so that's fine. I don't need. Now I want to create a HTML code for this kind of semantic model. So here I've already have the prompt which I want to give, and I'll share this in the comments as well if you want to have the same prompt. So I have pasted. So what it says is connect to my open Power BI desktop model and enumerate every table, column, and measure first. I need you to discover the existing current sales measure, example, total sales, sales amount, and last year same period measure, sales last year or last year sales, before writing any DAX. Do not invent measure names, use what already exists. Then create a single beautiful HTML KPI card as a DAX measure that returns the HTML string designed for HTML content custom visual. Follow these specs exactly. So this is the layout which I want. So I'm just saying in header rows, I want to show title as sales performance. Then subtitle should be this year versus last year. And depending on how you want to create this measure, you can customize this. and then big this year number, then last year comparison line. This is the line which shows you what is the comparison, and then overall achievement bar is the bar which tells you if it has achieved less than 100% or more than 100% versus last year. Then if I go beyond that, there is a divider, and then bar chart by category where we see all the categories under that particular brand. So one row per category, and it is coming from the table dim products, and whatever the product table is in your semantic model, it will take. So I have mentioned or equivalent, right? After that, you will have to have scale legend. So 0%, 100%, 200% under the bars with 100% highlighted with white color so that you can see visually. And visual style is dark glass morphism, and I really love this. So I mean, it's your choice. You can modify and change the visual style over here. Colors, I'm using all these hex codes. You can mention that as well. Hard requirements are important so that you don't get errors. So all HTML attribute values must use single quotes, so I never have to escape double quotes inside DAX string. When iterating categories with add columns, so do not call existing last year measure directly. It derives a year from max. So you need to study this and work around, and then give me the complete DAX measure, paste ready, and one line note on where to drop it in Power BI. Simple, right? So once I mention this, let's see the magic. So I was saying I created a skill KPI card, which it is using now to understand the logic and creating that. So if you expand, there is a skill. So it has launched this skill. So I'll just share across this skill with you so that you can play around with this, modify the way you want to use in your projects. Just comment below on the video and I'll just share this KPI card file with you. All right, so after waiting for 130 seconds, it started creating the measure for me. You can see HTML KPI card version 2, and we have all the variables defined, and it has automatically detected that there is a measure already, which is total underscore sales and sales last year. And if you go further, these are all variables, and then it will return this HTML code depending on the logic. So now once we have this HTML code, I'll just copy this, and now I'll go to my Power BI. All right, so now if I open my data and go to key measures and click on new measure, so I will add this as a new measure for me, and I can mention this is my KPI card live demo, for example, and press enter. That's it. No modifications, nothing. And so once we have done this, I'll just push it towards the left and let me enter the HTML content again and add the live demo. So now if you see over here, let me remove them. So you can see this is giving you the way it should be, right? And you might see some differences. For example, overall achievement, there is no text as overall achievement. For example, we have overall achievement text over here. I can't see anything here. So let's say if I change it to AdventureWorks, how it changes. So if you see, this looks good. So we have 42,619. Last year was 22,189. So data is good. Delta is 20K. Overall achievement is 192%. And this is also showing 192. So you can mention that this text should be at the end, the way it is over here, not in the middle, right? Percentage achievement versus last year, that's good. By category is good. These are all good. Values are matching, so everything else is perfect, right? So this is how we can create. Now there are two differences in what I created earlier and in this one. So number one, which I already told, like this is more defined because you can see over here 192% is at the end, so it understands it's not overlapping the way it is here. So if you go here, you can see it is overlapping, right? So I don't want this. So 192% should be somewhere here and my text should be here. All right. So now you can text back to Claude that, hey, this is, or maybe you can give a screenshot to Claude that I don't have overall achievement here. Can you add that header before this bar, and then the value of this bar should be at the end. So you can play around and modify. And similarly, you come to your measure and replace your existing. So second thing about this visual is, so if you see here, this is more modified and this looks beautiful. I can understand the text. This is smaller. So even if you want to expand this, it won't expand, right? Because this is not uh, like dynamic according to the way you do the sizing of this visual. Whereas this one, if you go here, it resizes the way you want, right? You can make it as big as possible or as small as possible, depending on the data size and everything. And over here, you will see it doesn't change. So what is the difference? So this one is your SVG, and this is just HTML, right? So how to change it? So literally, if I go to this measure, literally you just need to change how you return the data. So in return, you will see instead of HTML, I'm returning the SVG format. All right. So if you see, this is starting from SVG, and if I go to the initial one, which we created just now, if you go to return, this is HTML, right? So that's the difference. And if you want to convert, for example, if you want to convert this one into SVG, easiest way is go back to Claude again. And can you convert this into SVG? Because I am unable to increase the text size when expanding the visual. So once you add this, there will be a new code for return only for this section only. You can just copy that and paste it in the return section. So once that's there, you will cut this and paste it over here, and that will work like a charm. So that's how you can do. One last thing, which I should have told you as a step one, how to add this HTML visual, right? So if you go to the build, and these are the visuals, and literally anything which is above the line are all default native visuals, and which are live in prod. And all these visuals are either in preview or these are through the app, like you have installed through the app. So if you go to three dots and click on get more visuals, there will be two options for HTML, and those are HTML Lite and HTML content. So currently I'm using HTML content, which is not verified from Microsoft. So if I search HTML over here, so there will be two options. So one is HTML Lite, which is verified. You can see there is a badge verified from Microsoft or Power BI certified. And there is HTML content, which is not Power BI certified, but this is good enough. So currently I'm using HTML content. And even if you use HTML content Lite, still it will work. But there are few things which might not work in Lite. So that's the reason I was using HTML content. But you have to be sure certain of what kind of visuals you're using for your client work. So if you're working for a client and this is what you're looking for, you have to check with the client if they are okay with using the custom visuals. And because it's ultimately using HTML code, and they might not want the custom visuals to run inside their Power BI environment, right? So once you add that, and it will show up over here, and then you can click here, and the way we do, see, it also works in HTML Lite, so that's good. So once it's done, you can play around. Similarly, you can also create the visual something like this. So you will have the KPI cards, then you can also have text dynamic, whatever the way you want, and then you can have some KPIs over here, then similarly top 5 countries by sales, and then you can also have key insights. So for example, you want to have a dashboard for CEO, and they want to see the summary of the complete 1 month or quarterly sales review or something, and you want to have some insights dynamically coming up. So you can have something like that. And then you have the dynamic background in the background, which is not professional, but just fancy. And if you would like to create, so you can have this complete file. I'll just upload. So comment below HTML, and then you can have the complete Power BI file with all the prompts and everything used for this particular video. And similarly, if I go to HTML1, same style, and you will have different varieties. In if I go to data card, you have different varieties of KPI cards. You can also have the different themes. For example, this is dark theme, and if you want to go to light, so you can see how it changed from dark to light, and this also looks pretty, right? All right, so this is how you can create custom visuals in Power BI. Literally just go to Claude and mention what you want to create depending on your semantic model, and once it is there, then you can build this. And if you're stuck creating this Power BI MCP server inside Claude, so if you're not able to connect your Power BI semantic model with Claude, then there is a video which I created a couple of months ago, which gives you step-by-step approach how to create that and then connect directly with Claude. So yeah, do watch that. And yeah, so this was it about this particular video. Thanks a lot for watching this video.